You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, one thing we have covered extensively on this channel is the Denver Broncos all year. Russell Wilson's total and complete meltdown with his new team. And, of course, the firing of Nathaniel Hackett. And, of course, the emergence of Sean Payton being available as a head coach. And we're sort of tracking now. We're in the Santa Claus Christmas Eve weatherman tracking radar service now on Sean Payton's movements. He's over South America right now. One thing I've seen from some NFL fans is, why is everybody so excited about Sean Payton? His record is blah, blah, blah. Well, one thing I would want to point out is, does anybody realize exactly how big of a deal it was to completely change the culture of an NFL franchise that had notoriously been losers forever? The franchise called the New Orleans Aints. Fans wore bags on their heads to the games. And Sean Payton came in there, had the wherewithal to grab Drew Brees, and then went out there and won a Super Bowl in that city right after Katrina. Okay? I mean, look, Sean Payton, and I don't know if anybody's watched him talk on TV or whatever. Number one, he's fantastic on TV. Like, he could stay there and just go around and do Fox radio hits and everything, and he's one of the best listens there is. But it's pretty clear he knows offense. Well, his team got in trouble for Bountygate. Well, yeah, but the dirty little secret around the NFL, especially back then, was that every team had a bounty. Every team had a bounty, except they didn't get caught and somebody exposed Sean Payton. And it sort of, they took that opportunity, the NFL did, to try to stomp out a bounty system that had been all around the NFL. There was always, hey, I'll throw you an extra $1,000 if you take so-and-so's head off this weekend. That has always been a thing. So, let's get to this. We're tracking Payton's movements, and we've got some word on him and the Broncos. The Broncos are absolutely looking like the leaders here. Make no mistake, the Walmart people got fat, deep pocketbooks and can afford the 25 large it's going to take to get Sean Payton. Larry Brown Sports, Sean Payton has spoken with multiple teams about potential head coaching jobs, and he now has at least one second interview lined up, as you can imagine. It's scheduled with the Denver Broncos for a second interview this week, according to Jeff Duncan and NOLA.com. While Payton may still take other interviews, it appears the Broncos are the favorites to land him if he decides to coach in 2023. I think that if is important because there's some word out there that he might actually decide to go back and stay with Fox. And I'll tell you why. 2 jobs. What if the Spanoses actually do get rid of... I don't think Brandon Staley makes it either through the whole year next year or at least after the season. Okay? I think they'll get rid of him in L.A. with the Chargers. That's a job he's interested in. And the other one is Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys. Another first-round exit, another divisional exit. You know, would Jones pull the trigger knowing that Sean Payton was available? So there's some of that going on here with Sean Payton. The Broncos or any other team would likely have to give up at least one first-round pick to hire Payton, who remains under contract with the New Orleans Saints. Payton is also said to have some significant salary demands, but Denver appears more than willing to meet his and the Saints' asking price. A report from last week claimed Payton could pass on all head coaching jobs and spend another year as a TV analyst. Even if the 59-year-old has not ruled that out, he seems to be strongly considering the Denver job. If the Broncos cannot land Payton, they could quickly pivot to a surprise candidate. Who that would be, I don't know. But, and then we've got this report right here. Sean Payton is going to interview with the Cardinals. Add the Cardinals to the list of potential suitors. Payton will interview with the Cardinals on Thursday. According to multiple reports, a Super Bowl winning coach with the Saints who took the last year off is considered the highest profile candidate. Payton is also a candidate for the Texans, Panthers, and Broncos jobs. The Cardinals have basically interviewed everybody that's out there. There was a word at the end of last week that Brian Flores was considered the leading candidate, but they've interviewed Frank Wright, D'Amico Ryans, Dan Quinn. God, if I was any of those guys, I wouldn't want this job. I really wouldn't. Carolina would be interesting, from a clean slate. I would rather have a clean slate at quarterback than Kyler Murray. I'm just being honest. Okay, you're tackled and you're tackled and you're weighted down with that really ugly, huge contract and all the rumors of a poor work ethic from this quarterback that you can't get rid of. And what if you come in there, ooh, you know what? This ain't the guy. You're hamstrung, right? Well, we're going to bench him. Or what if you go out and sign somebody this offseason and they perform? I went and looked at that contract of Kyler's. It's ugly for like next 3 years. 3 years, maybe even was a fourth year. But it was ugly through like 2027, I think, to be able to get rid of that dude. I mean, there's been a lot of jumping out there and prematurely extending quarterbacks and then realizing you made a monumental mistake. So, again, Brian Flores looks like he's the leader there, but I don't know. D'Amico Ryans, as a Niners fan, I can tell you this. I think the Texans want to hire him. He played for the Texans. He's a big deal in that organization. I think it would be a pretty good hire. I don't know. We'll see what that organization wants to do. It's kind of a dumpster fire, but Jack Easterby is now gone, and you don't really have a quarterback, okay? So, and for all the crap that everybody's giving Nick Caserio, he did a wonderful job with absolutely squeezing every ounce of liquid out of the Cleveland Browns, and he got one hell of a haul for Deshaun Watson. So, whoever does take that Texans job, they've got a lot of draft picks, and can reload that roster through the draft inexpensively pretty quickly. If they can evaluate talent, one of the two sides of the ball for the Texans could get better very quickly, So with D'Amico Ryans being having been with the Niners, he's going to want to build offensive and defensive line first. That does work. Look in Detroit right now. Look at San Francisco right now. Look at the Eagles right now. So, anyway, tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Payton still looks strong in Denver. Did interview with Carolina today. Cardinals are now on the radar, but I just don't think that's going to happen. And D'Amico, I still think Texans. He canceled he interviewed with 2, canceled 2, because he was like, I want to focus on the Cowboys. So I'm a Niners fan. They won yesterday. Oddly enough, I never was concerned about the Cowboys. If anything, I'm concerned that we didn't win by a bigger margin. I am. I'm concerned with Kyle Shanahan yesterday I thought could have been much more aggressive on a couple of those drives, particularly the one to end the half. I was furious with how he chose to just not do anything with that drive. Hated it. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.